G'day folks. Well, what we have here is a garden mulcher. I was hoping to actually get this running and have it working for tomorrow, but I've discovered something which is sort of why they got rid of it. Vibration snapped the hopper off just through the sheer vibration, and the main issue is one of these, I suppose you'd call it an anvil or something, has broken away, come around and got smashed between this anvil plate in here. It's completely hammered the blade, and unfortunately it's also bent the crankshaft. I can see the major damage there. It's just come smashing around into that and just come to a dead stop. So I've popped it open and just realised the crankshaft is bent, so I'm going to try and straighten it, but I don't think I'll have much luck. They're fairly tough. Just beat it with a big hammer till it works, I guess. Otherwise this thing's going to vibrate something fierce, and that's why it's torn the hopper off. The whole thing's just tried to shake itself to pieces, and successfully has done that. It's a shame. It's a good motor. Like, the motor's got plenty of compression, but that crankshaft is really bent. So I'm not too sure if this one will work again, but might as well give it a try. I'll take the blade off and see if I can straighten it out a bit. I only paid $10 for it. I got the rest of it. I got the hopper and everything, but yeah, we'll give it a go. It's worth a try. It's an old 5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton. Not too much else to say really. They're pretty basic, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll try and straighten that crankshaft up and then give it a run. And the engine will run, but it's just going to shake itself to pieces. Okay, with the spark plug out, it turns fairly freely, but I could still feel the crankshaft binding in its main bearing. So that's how badly bent it is. They have had it running. Looking at the wear on the blades post collision, they've run it as long as they could until it's finally just given up and the whole thing's fallen apart. But it does turn. But even at that speed, the whole thing gets a bit of a wobble. There. But as you can see, it means business. Those blades will make a mess of anything. But of course, just like a lawnmower, if you feed the wrong stuff into it, it'll come to a dead stop. And that's what's happened. It's essentially the same. The piece that's broken off here is about the same size as that bolt, and it's just gone smack and come to a dead stop. So what we'll do is split the whole thing in two. But that's essentially what it was trying to break. There's no oil in this, at least not much. Most of it drained out at the scrapyard. I found this thing half upside down in a pool of oil. Well, as you can see, that bolt's not supposed to run on an eccentric. Like, that's really bent. Yeah. Carvy's puking up oil. The whole thing's full of oil. It's going to be hard to start, but that's what broke off. One of them. The camera can't see it, but yeah, that piece there that's missing is what's collided with this side, which is all fully reinforced. But either that or there's fuel in there. I don't think there's any fuel in it. I think it's just oil. The oil drained out through the crankcase breather. Can't pull the cord at that angle. Oh, a bit of everything pouring out of this one. I guess there is a bit of fuel left. And a lot of oil. Anyway, I'm thinking we'll get the big ass hammer out and just beat the crap out of it till it straightens the crankshaft. I wouldn't even be able to pull the crankshaft out of the main bearing without it getting stuck. That's going to be a nightmare. So we'll go for nothing and just bash it till it straightens out a bit, And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, or it just flogs the main bearing out, well, at least I tried. The engine will be good for the starter housing, the coil, flywheel, carburetor, fuel tank. It'll just turn into a parts unit if it doesn't work. All the governor and linkage works. Muffler's a bit rusty but still intact. So yeah, it's a good parts unit if anything else. I only paid $10, so can't really lose for that. I mean, the local mower shop charges $10 just for a spare used coil. Or $5 I think it is. $5 for a used coil, $10 for a carburetor, that sort of thing. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Yeah, from this angle you can see the run out of the blade. You can sort of see why it shook itself to bits. That's not healthy. And it's a long crank going all the way through with a holding bolt and washer. So yeah, don't like my chances of getting another crankshaft. It'd have to be off one of these because the push mowers and other ones that had the 5 horse on them generally have a stubbier crankshaft. Don't know. Oh well. Get the hammer out and try and bash it that way a little bit. Well, I don't know how much energy that blade would have been carrying when it was doing probably about 3000 RPM, but it was enough to bend it pretty good. So even hammering the crap out of it with that solid steel bar, which is about 35mm diameter, nah. Haven't even begun to straighten the crank. It's not, the main bearing isn't as tight anymore for obvious reasons. I've just hammered the crap out of it, but it's just nah. So anyway, I'm going to weld the whole thing back together again and just run it as it is. If it starts getting sick, we'll start feeding it stuff which it shouldn't be fed on, like hard drives and things. And when it finally cops out, I'll just pull the top half of the engine off and chuck the rest. Still, $10 buy, totally worth it if it runs. And it will. It should come up pretty good actually. Just got to put it back together again, flush all the oil out of the bloody intake and everything, and hope for the best. Anywho, I'll finish assembling it tonight and then we'll do a test run tomorrow. Thanks for watching.